Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. We are now in winter time. First day of winter today, and I figured we would just go through a couple of things, starting with looking at our calendar. Now you can see that winter actually does have quite a few things for us to look out for. It's got quite a few birthdays. It has a total of 5 festivals, which actually is not bad considering that winter is usually the sort of slower season. And the thing I like about it is that it actually has 2 romantic festivals in it. So our first festival that we're going to be going to in a couple days from now is the Snow Festival, where we build a snowman with a bunch of people in the village, which is fun, quite enjoyable. The 14th day of winter is the Winter Harmony Day. So we had given chocolates to the girls in the village during the springtime, and now it's the girls' turn to give chocolates to us. So we will be receiving chocolate from some of the girls that we gave chocolates to in the springtime, which I'm pretty excited to see. The 19th day of winter is the mining festival. Now I have doomed myself because when I randomly picked my birthday at the beginning of the year, I had it in my head that the winter or the mining festival was on the 18th day of winter. So unfortunately, because I've picked the 19th as my birthday, the same day as the mining festival, I would not be able to get a gift from certain villagers that would qualify me to win this festival until after it's over, because you can't, speak to the villagers until the festival is over. Now, I don't think I would have been able to actually get anything to win the festival in my first year anyways, and I do have save states on my side for this particular file, so I might be alright, but I was pretty disappointed when I realized, oh wait, I put my birthday on a festival. That was really silly of me. But I guess it'll be kind of nice because we'll be able to bundle in our birthday and the mining festival all into one day. The 24th of winter is the Starry Night Festival, which is our second romantic festival of the winter season. And then at the end, we have basically New Year's Eve to attend to kind of kick things off, and then we'll be in year 2 before we know it, which is pretty exciting. So it's nice that they give us a lot to do in the wintertime. You can see here that our field is completely barren, so any of our tilled spaces that we had for crops have been gotten rid of, I guess, by the snow. Snow's covering it. You can see that in the wintertime we're going to have no weeds on our farm whatsoever, which is great. We get a break from having to gather weeds, but we still have the opportunity to break boulders and chop down branches and such. And in the wintertime, you do not have to worry about keeping your animals inside. I know in some other Harvest Moon games, even if it's a nice, bright, sunny day, leaving your animals outside in the wintertime makes them sick, maybe because it's cold. In this game, that is not the case. You can continue to leave your pets, your chickens, all your barn animals outside as long as the weather is, beautiful and sunny or cloudy. You don't want to leave them outside in the snow, but that's pretty easy to avoid if you continue to speak to Taro and get the weather. We also have a new sprite moving in. The last time we got a sprite, I completely skipped over this little cutscene, so I figured I would actually capture this one on screen. Not that it's really all that important. They're just telling us that a Harvest Sprite has moved in, and we now have one more dark green sprite on our dark green team. Which is nice, because of course they're really the only sprite that I give gifts to. And I will probably keep giving them gifts because they are still only able to do a small enchantment. You need 4 or more to do a medium enchantment, which of course will give us more of a discount. And we will be making use of the sprites soon when we go to get our barn. So you can see that people are still out and about. The cold hasn't stopped them. They're still out walking around, doing their normal things. And in wintertime, we also do not have anything to forage. Obviously, if weeds don't grow, then we don't have the opportunity to pick up flowers or any of the other seasonal things that we've been seeing. The only seasonal thing that I can think of is that sometimes when you go over to Volcano Island, there may or may not be, a white herb on the ground. And they're fairly rare. They're very random. I actually hardly ever see them. And they're used in some recipes, so you might actually want to save those and make them into recipes before you consider selling them or eating them, just because the only way to get them primarily is in the wintertime. There is a small chance to get them outside of winter, but it's completely random and you don't want to have to depend on that if you're trying to fill out your recipe book. The only reason I'm covering content today on the first day of winter is because I didn't realize that there was a festival so close to when the season started, so I wanted to just kind of get some of the introduction type stuff before we hit our first festival, and I hadn't had a chance to sort of talk about this season at all. But nothing really changes, for the most part. You're not able to grow anything, which is a bummer, but even if you have certain things growing, they don't always die in the wintertime. They sort of just go dormant. Crops are going to die, so any seasonal crop obviously is going to die outside of when you're supposed to be planting them. But if you've planted grass on your farm, for example, to cut into fodder, that grass does not die when wintertime comes. It basically just lies dormant, and it will come back same as it ever was when springtime rolls around. The same thing goes for trees. We have not unlocked Fruit Island yet, but we are able to grow trees in this game. And the really nice thing about that is that trees take a really long time to grow, and it's nice not to have them wiped out in the wintertime. I actually think it would be like physically impossible to have trees in this game if they died in the wintertime. And I'm not sure about rice. I think rice dies in the winter. I don't think it goes dormant like the other crops, but I'm actually not entirely certain. Rice is another one that takes a really long time to grow. I also like how, just like winter in real life, it's getting dark really, really early in the day. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun is already starting to set. So I'm gonna have a lot more time to gather materials, so breaking down boulders and hitting branches in order to make lumber, stuff like that. I'm gonna have a ton more time for, because I won't have to spend my stamina watering and using my sickle and stuff like that. And I won't have to spend my time trying to, get rid of the weeds around the village and stuff like that. So winter can be a very, very productive season, depending on what it is you're going for. It's a great season to do a lot of mining. It's a really great season to gather your materials. And it's a good season to get more animals and stuff like that if you want that extra responsibility, because you will have the time to sort of look after them in the winter time. You have to consider, of course, that when spring, summer, fall rolls around, you still have the same responsibilities, but it's all about what you want to do as a player. And as I mentioned earlier, I don't find it as boring as some Harvest Moon games in wintertime. Like sometimes there's like absolutely nothing to do and you're really bored, but at least there's a couple of nice festivals, and they've cut out some of the more like mundane time management type of stuff as well. You can still fish in the wintertime. It's not like anything freezes over. There's just too much water for that. We're probably in the middle of the ocean as well, so wouldn't make sense. And winter's also a great season for me personally for fishing. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time fishing, just because it is kind of, you know, time consuming and it does take up a lot of energy. If I haven't done anything in a day and I have my energy, well, I might as well go fishing. So Lana's going to have a steady stream of gifts. I will always have an egg or pet food for Julia, so I'm not worried about that. Sabrina, we should be able to start getting her all caught up if I do a lot of mining. Lily, if I make it down into the mines deep enough, I should be able to find some gifts for her. And as you can see by my purple and my red herb totals, I am absolutely not worried in the slightest about having enough gifts for Witch Princess. I am a little worried about Natalie, because once I've run out of flowers, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else that she really likes, but she'll be at the point of being at a full heart very soon. I'm not at all worried about that. So even if I have to take half a month or a month break from giving her gifts, it's not like there aren't other girls that can sort of catch up to her. Wow, this is not going well. Come on, catch something. Still fishing, it just haunts me. Sometimes I have really good luck, and then sometimes I don't have good luck at all. I think I've caught mostly branches and garbage today, which is a shame. And boots and cans. I'm gonna go eat something at the diner, and then I think I'm about ready to call it quits. This is a pretty short video, but there isn't really a great deal of change in the winter time from other seasons. It's not like there's anything additional that you have to sort of worry about. I have not, as of yet, gotten a storm, so I am expecting that at some point we will get a blizzard. I tend to get a lot more blizzards in winter than I do getting storms in other seasons. So we may or may not see a blizzard. I have to put my animals inside because it's going to snow tomorrow. But otherwise, we're going to just kind of take things one day at a time and just cover content as it comes up. I was totally going to raise an island today to kind of fill the gap with time, and I completely forgot. So I guess we're going to be doing that another day. I've got about 2 days to play until the snow festival, so I don't imagine I'll make a ton of progress going forward, but I'll play for the next 2 days, and then I will see you all on the 4th for the snow festival, which should be a lot of fun. A really nice way to kind of kick off the winter season. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.